In this video, we are going to talk about Mogcoin, some of its recent price action, the important support and resistance areas, and where we can expect the price of Mog to go in the next few days and weeks. So we'll look at the weekly chart, and what we can see right here is that since 2024, Mog has been in a very clear downtrend. Mog has been in this downtrending channel for a couple of years now, and very recently, we've seen Mog get a dump from the upper part of this channel. Back in July of 2025, it got a very violent dump all the way down to the lower part of the channel, and recently it did actually hit the lower part of the channel, and it already started reacting to it very slightly. In recent weeks, we've seen Mog reach the lower part of the channel and get a slight rally. This is the very first positive sign that we've seen from Mog in a very long time. Looking back at the last couple of years, this channel has been a very strong support and resistance. Other than a couple of exceptions, Mog has reacted to these trend lines very strongly, and this time again, Mog has reacted to it as support and already got a rally of over 50%. Since then, it did go down slightly, but still a very significant rally by Mog in just a couple of weeks since it hit this trend line. This is actually a sign that I've been talking about in previous videos about Mog for a few months now, and now this is the first time in a while where Mog actually has a decent opportunity of getting a rally. But we do still have to be cautious. As you can see here, Mog has hit this trend line before, just a couple of months ago, back in February, and it kept dumping further. Since this is a downtrending channel, just because Mog hit it once doesn't mean it can't hit it again and actually continue dumping while still not breaking down below the trend line. Mog started its rally, but it can still for sure continue dumping and hit the trend line again and actually reach a lower level. There is potential for Mog here to perhaps go down to the trend line again and then get a double bottom actually and start the rally from there. It could also not hit the trend line again and continue the rally immediately. The exact sequence in the short term is very hard to predict, but in my opinion, the risk with Mog is now significantly lower than it was in a very long time, and the potential with it is very large. If Mog does get this rally and heads all the way up to the upper part of the channel, like we've seen it do many times in the past, this would be a rally of over 1000% from where it is at right now. So the potential with Mog at the moment is very big, and the main risk to look out for is whether Mog continues holding this trend line. If Mog does eventually break down below this trend line and closes a weekly candle below it, then that would likely mean that a significant rally by Mog is not going to happen and that it's going to create new lows and actually break out of this channel. But for now, it's not looking too bad. Mog did react pretty strongly to this trend line, as it did many times in the past. It looks like the structure is continuing to hold. Still, this is not perfect by any means. We have to remember that this is a downtrending channel. Mog could not break down below this trend line and still continue dumping a lot further. Mog could still dump over 20-30% without breaking down below this trend line. So it is something to be cautious with. But this does seem like a relatively good time for Mogcoin compared to the previous times where I have covered this coin. In general, I still think that most altcoins are not in a great position, and I think that a vast altcoin season across the entire altcoin market is still very unlikely because Bitcoin and Ethereum are still very far off their all-time highs. For us to get a sustained altcoin season, we would first need to see Bitcoin at least getting much closer to its all-time high and usually even crossing into new all-time highs, and then followed by Ethereum as well. And right now, this is absolutely not the case and very far away from the reality in the market. So as I said in many videos before, I would personally avoid being heavy into altcoins. Of course, this isn't financial advice whatsoever, but I would personally mostly stick to Bitcoin and Ethereum and maybe a handful of smaller market cap altcoins that have a good structure. Honestly, the structure of Mog is not looking too bad. I think that there is definitely an opportunity with it. I'm not going to tell you what to do or anything. Again, not financial advice whatsoever, but Mog is one of the better looking altcoins in the market right now, in my opinion. The main levels to look at are, first of all, this trend line. If Mog goes down below it, then this would mean that the rally is likely not coming. and to the upside. The main level to look at would first be this one. This would be the first significant resistance. If Mog crosses that, it would be a pretty good sign that the rally will likely continue. There are a couple more resistance areas. The next one will be this one, but really all the way up to the upper part of this channel, there aren't many significant resistance areas. I wouldn't say it's completely clear skies, but overall I would say it's a pretty clean way for Mog to go all the way up to the upper part of this channel. It is looking quite promising, and the potential with Mog is definitely very significant. So that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed it and you want more updates about Mog as well as other meme coins and altcoins, make sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.